Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Today we are going to dig into the hashtag Birdtober again. And if you're not sure what Birdtober is, I have a previous video showing the wonderful cards that I made, the collage chart cards. It's a collage art challenge or any type mixed media. If you're a painter, if you are a sketch artist, I'm doing collage work because I don't paint and I don't sketch and I don't do mixed media. Um, but I do have a previous video on it showing the first 3 days. Today we are going to do day 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I believe that's what I have here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And it's a daily challenge, and I'm having a hard time getting in here on a daily basis to do my collage work because I'm still cleaning up outside, getting ready for the snow to come. So there's still a lot of yard work to do. So that's why I'm grouping these. And I think it's a little more fun to do a mass play. And then that way you can see all the different styles, so on and so forth. So today we're going to be doing the hummingbird, the swan, the zebrafish, the secretary bird, and the conure. These are the cute little conures here. So let me show you what I have first. We're going to be creating the hummingbird, which I have right here. I thought we would do the hummingbird today as well. So we're going to do 2 cards. And I'm going to show you the other 3 that I have done. So the swan is complete, and I really like the way this came out. When I think of a swan, I think of elegance, and they're just beautiful. And they're almost, the swans are in fairy tales. They're just a totally different bird in a totally different category. So I thought this sweet little fairy would be perfect to be floating along on the back of the swan. And the background paper I chose, where it goes from the blue up to the almost like a green cream style. This is from Mrs. Cog's Crafts. I think this paper here is in with her fairy collection. The sticker here I purchased from a gal over in Ireland. I think she's in Ireland. And she has really great stickers that you can purchase. The stamps of the queen here I used pretty much as to help with the water, kind of like waves that the swan is swimming through. The beautiful roses here I fussy cut from a vintage postcard, and I just thought it like a real pretty wreath on the back of the rose, almost like she's in a parade. They're in a parade and they're just showing how magical and beautiful they are. Then we have a cute little fairy up here. This is part of Mrs. Cog's collection. I've got some vintage style money here that I ripped to put across the top. And then this fae, again, this is from Mrs. Cog's part of her fairy collection. So that is the swan, the mute swan. And then the next one I did was the zebra finch. And seeing that it is October, we have to have some Halloween goodies mixed in and about. In this background, these are the zebra finch right here, and I wanted to do a black and white photo. When you think of zebra, you think of black and white. I didn't want to go that route, trying to incorporate another animal, in the background. So I said, well, let's just go with black and white. And the background and this here was taken from a really cool tulip book that I have. And then the skull is from a digital download, and I thought this would be really cool. So I just substituted the head on here for the skull. And then the background again came with the man here. So I didn't have to do much there. And then I just added a few little pieces of vintage style ephemera. These are digitals as well that I had. And then the leaf that was sticking off over here, I just attached it over onto here. There's no stitching around this one. I don't think that you have to stitch every single card. I don't think this warrants any, warrants the sewing machine. But I think this is fun. I really like how this one came out. And then the other one that I did ahead of time was the secretary bird. And for the secretary bird, he or she is holding a snake here that he's caught. So at first I thought it would be really cool to do a background of a vintage females in a secretary pool. And then I didn't have anything in my magazine. So in my vintage McCalls, I have some McCall magazines from 1960. I went in and they had a whole series of women with really funky hats on. Well, when I saw this gal, I just thought, oh, this is perfect, because this feather plume that she's wearing on her head reminded me of a bird's nest. And I thought this would just be perfect. So when I went to, these are on the back of my oversized playing cards. When I went to measure it out, I wanted to capture just her eyes here. I wanted to get as much of the feathery plume that I could, and I wanted her eyes because it reminded me of a Hindu woman where lots of time you can just see, and she has the most beautiful eyes. So I thought it would be fun to have this plume and her hair as the secretary bird, the bird's nest that he's living in. And I thought the snake between her eyes was really cool. And I put a bindi in between her eyebrows, and I just thought that was really cool. And the bindi is a Hindu tradition, and it's religious purpose. It has a religious purpose to show that the female is married. So I just thought, I really like this. This is something different and unique. And again, I didn't stitch around this. I didn't think you needed it. I wanted the eyes in this section here to be the dominant. I wanted your eyes to focus on that. So what we're going to do, so the swan was day 5. The swan was day 5. The zebra finch is day 6. The secretary, the zebra, and then the secretary bird was day 7. So we have day 4 and day 8. And day 4 is the hummingbird. So I clipped some images. I have my card all set here. And then I clipped these images out here. This is the male. These are it's the blue-throated hummingbird. They didn't specify in the prompt what hummingbird to use. And my bird book had many, many hummingbirds. So I picked the blue-throated hummingbird because I just thought this is the male, this is the female, and I thought we could do something fun with both of them. So I have this here, and again, I don't know if I'm going to stitch on this or not. This I want to cut a little bit more out. So I'm going to get my X-Acto knife, and I tried to get as many of these prepped and done beforehand. It does take time. That's the other thing. I don't know if because I'm not a painter or a sketcher, or should I say one who sketches. When you do collage art, for those who do it, you know that there's a lot of prep into gathering your samples. You have to make your blueprint as to your design. You have to think about what you want to, I can't talk today. The design that you want to make. And I find that if I did this on a daily basis, my day, I have a fear that my entire day would be used up on one card, and I wouldn't get anything else done. So what I've decided to do is do a group all together. It's easier for me. I can just turn on a show, and I can, if I'm going to be in here at great lengths doing collage art, I might as well do 3, 4, 5 at a pop. Then the next day, day 2, I can do whatever cards I want to do. I think that's good. And then day 3, I can go ahead and make the video and work with everyone that's watching. So I have these two here. I did have to cut the wing. So if you have to cut a wing or make modifications, you're going to want to try to figure out how to blend it in so it doesn't look a little odd. Again, space here, because these are really kind of spaced out. Space is an issue here. So I would love to, and this is another reason why I like to do some of these more complicated ones on here to give you ideas. I mean, if anything, I'd love to, have this be, would have been nice to be able to have it something like this, but I can't because there is a space issue. So I'd love to have it here on this flower, but again, if I did that here, I mean, that works because the wing is covered and then the bill goes there. I have no room really for this one. I could put it like this. I'd have to cut a little bit of that off. That wouldn't be too bad. But I don't think that's how I had it planned. So I guess maybe what I need to do is get this over here as far as I can. And then see, I have to go over to this one. So I have to go over and kind of under. On this one here, okay. And then this, the male, I guess he will be swooping down and in right about here. So that means I will be cutting, I'm going to have to cut his wing off, but I don't want to move any of that. So I'm just going to cut just behind that red a little bit because I don't remember how far down. I think that will work like that. I just want to make sure I have room for my other items, and I do. So what I'm going to do is, sometimes what I usually do, I will put a little bit of glue behind here just to tack it. I don't know if that came out. Yep. I think I got some glue on there. Just to tack this down a little bit. And And then I'm going to do the same over here. And then they're positioned just so. And I don't have to worry about trying to put each item down. And figuring out where I had them. So see, now it's all one piece. All right. Now I can just go ahead and put that down. I want to put this, I had cut this cute little piece out up here. I want to put that up here. And I think I'm going to use I think I am going to ink this up a little bit more. And then we're going to put this down here. And I also have, I may end up putting this, I'll figure out where I'm going to put this. I do want to add this because I'm adding the names of all of the birds that I'm working with. I mean, even though I know that this is a hummingbird. I guess I could add that there. So I'll just be careful when I go to glue this down. I'll leave that open a little bit. So let's get this on. I'm going to have to cut some of that bottom off, so I'm not going to worry about the glue on the bottom there. Okay. And we're just going to make sure that this is over right about here. So see how much easier it is when you tack a little bit down and then you just put it down as one piece. It makes things so much easier. And I left that up a little bit here. We'll put this on after and cut it off. Okay, and then I have these because I just want something a little different. I have these cut out. Now these are all from In the Ink. This piece, and these here. You've heard me talk about Nina because she has wonderful pieces in her shop. So I thought it would be fun to add a little funk to these here. Just a little oomph. And then by adding this, it all kind of blends together and your eye comes down and around. So we're going to add our little nameplate. that there. Now we can glue this down. So see how it looks really fairly plain. When you take those away, it just adds a little something. It brightens it up a little bit. Okay. And you could do a single little stitch around this if you'd like, because there's plenty of black in this. But again, you don't have to. I'm just kind of putting this in between these two buds here so you can still see the buds. And I'm going to drop this one down because I don't want them to be side by side. And that kind of, your eye zooms in right on those birds there by putting those little frames up around them. And I don't think I will stitch on this one. I think I'll leave it plain. I mean, I could put a fun little zigzag stitch, but again, I don't want to take away from the diamond pattern on the hummingbirds. So this is the hummingbird one. That is fun. I like that. I like the colors in it. Okay. And then the last one that we're going to do together is the Conure. Now the Conure is they're in the parrot family. Aren't they cute? They're so pretty. I love orange and yellow together. So I really like this. So again, I was looking through my books that I have. I have a lot of gardening books. And I found this paper in there. It shows a pergola. Almost looks like there's swings up in there. And then you've got your garden. So I thought this would be a fun little background. And then when you have something that obviously is larger than your card, if you're using these, sometimes I'll hold them up to the light. I can't right now because I have so many lights, and I can you can kind of see through. But again, you just have to decide, do you want to show more of the path, or do you want to take some of that path away? Do you want to have it over here where the path is cut out, or do you want to have more of the paths on your card? And I want my paths more or less on my card. So I'm going to line this edge up right there with the card. In this one, I definitely would not stitch around because of the black background. You just wouldn't see it. And it'd be just a waste of time and thread and energy and everything else. All right, so I've got that on there. And we'll cut around this. And you can buy these oversized playing cards on Amazon. I think I got 2 packs of them. I know I got 2 packs. I can't find my second pack. But I will. I probably have them just stored away in my closet, so when I need them, I can pull them out. But I think I got these on Amazon. They were $7 a pack, and of course you get 52 to a pack. I love using these cards because it's a nice weight. They're not too heavy, but they're not too thin. And and they're a great size. So here are my birds, and I'll tell you my thought process on this. Again, I wanted to stick with, because it's the gray and white or the black and white background, I wanted to really focus on just the color of these Conure birds, these beautiful little parrots. So, and I wasn't real crazy about the branch that they were sitting on. I thought they just needed a little bit more. So I went into my bin where I have larger fussy cut pieces, and I had to modify this a little bit. I had a leaf coming up off of here, but I wanted to add this so I could kind of wrap around it and have them have this vine or whatever. And I was going to try to get it over so it ends right over around here. I want to get rid of this little bit of white here, so it comes over to the edge here. And I'm going to have to bring that down, bring these little guys up a little bit. Something kind of like that. And again, I am going to glue this on here, so we have a full unit. And I don't really want that. I want that behind the bird, having it wrap around some. And I think that's good. I keep looking outside because my girls are out and it's supposed to rain. And I don't want them out there in the, we've been getting some downpours. All right, okay, so I think we're set there. This flower was another flower I fussy cut out of one of my images, and I thought we could use a little bit more color here. So I want to add this to the side here, just as a little burst of color. I just don't know if I want more of the orange or the yellow. Maybe like this. So we're going to get this down first. Okay, all right. And then I can use this other half somewhere else. So don't throw that stuff away. And then I'm going to get, I think I will get these little guys down. And I'm not going to put the greenery down just yet. This side I can, because I have a cute little gnome going over. Oh my Lord, did you hear that groan? that is one of the girls out there groaning to come in. They are such baby asses. They're real people dogs. I have 2 big doodles. And oh my gosh, if they aren't with you 24/7, I try to teach them how to be a dog. That I keep telling them, you are a dog. You need to go outside for a little while and play. And man, they just don't want any part of it unless I'm out there with them. Okay. So here we've got a cute little woodland setting. So now I have this cute little mouse that I have picked out, and I thought he would look really cute right down here in the corner. Okay. And we're going to put him right here because he's just tee-heeing away, isn't he? He is just, he knows something. He knows something. And he's not telling us. Look at him. And then over here, I have a cute little gnome that I found. He was leaning on a little table. And then I found this little part of a tree trunk with some mushrooms growing out of it. I cut that out, and I'm going to have him, he's going to be sitting right on top. His arm is going to be draped, and he's going to be resting right on top of this tree trunk. He looks a little forlorn, doesn't he? Look at him. He looks a little forlorn. And I'll tell you why he looks like that in just a minute. So that's the other thing. You know, when you do the collages, I'm really learning a lot from other collage artists to really think out of the norm. And I'm really trying to challenge myself to incorporate pieces that I normally wouldn't even think about. I mean, the focus is the birds, but also, you know, it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to be able to tell a little story. If you can't, that's okay. I'm one of those people that when I do a collage, if it doesn't tell a story, it doesn't make sense to me. I have to be a little bit, I'm not really that good with abstract art or understanding it, trying to figure it out. So we have our conures who are obviously in the wild. We have this is Theodore, this poor little gnome. And then we have the little mouse going, oh my goodness, he's either aghast at something or he doesn't understand something. So we've got a little story, and it says, after the last long rain, whoops, come on. I love when you drop these things. After the last long rain, Theodore found himself in a strange land. And maybe that's why the mouse is so upset, or he can't believe that this poor little gnome has found himself there. He doesn't know what to do. The mouse doesn't know what to do about it. The birds certainly aren't going to do anything about it because they don't think it's such a strange land. And then I have my little birds up here. I'm going to put this right up over here, the conure. We will put the conure right up here. There. So that is the final collage that we will be making today. So I really hope you like this video and this challenge, because I just think it's really fun. So today, again, we have the first day 4 we did, which was the hummingbirds. Okay, so we have our hummingbirds. Day 5 is the swan. Day 6 is the zebra finch. I was right there. Day 7 is the secretary bird. And then day 8 is the conure. So that is the grouping of birds for this round of Birdtober. And again, I hope you're joining in. Please go down and look in the description to, get the list of birds. And this is something that you could do a weekly challenge on in 2023. You don't have to do it every day, but I encourage you to do it because it is a wonderful challenge. So again, if you like this video, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments. And for any new viewer, I'd love to have you subscribe. And if you have subscribed, thank you. And a big thank you to all my returning subbies. I'm really enjoying working with art with you, and I hope you are getting some benefit from my work. So thanks everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.